Just another depressing day in Bratislava. Not much to look forward to.
Joy Bratislava. It's good you came in summer. In winter, it can get very depressing.
Wait, what is this? Ah, this upgrade kit for 3,699? It's very cheap, very good. I wonder how much with 16 gig RAM. 4,100 for all of this? It can't be real. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese of the 4PM Variety Walkie Triple XL, and in this week's buyer's guide, we are going to be speccing the cheapest gaming PC that we can that will play AAA games. Because this upgrade kit that Evetech has dropped on our faces for a whole 3,699 Rand, which is going to be the base platform for this, is like disgustingly well priced. So starting off with the upgrade kit, it is a Ryzen 5 5500. It comes with an 8 gig at 3,699, but for 400 Rand you can upgrade to 16 gig, and then you really need 16 gig these days for gaming. If you want to stream as well, you can do the 32 gig upgrade. I wouldn't go for the premium memory. It's not going to make a huge difference on this chip, but even that only adds 1,200 Rand to your overall cost of your build. So you can get up to 32 gig RAM on this. If you're going to stream, you might also want to change the graphics card. The graphics card that we are including in this build is the RX 7600. It's the 1080p champ right now, bang for buck. We've proven it literally on this channel. If you want to check it out, there is a comparative over here on 1440p. So even 1440p gaming is going to be quite realistic on this. For esports titles, you know, the majority of games these days, this thing's going to thump. For storage, a 512 gig NVMe is now 540 bucks. It's like 100 Rand. It's like it's a Rand per megabyte. Or per gigabyte. It's a Rand per gig now, basically, to get a Gen 3 NVMe that actually is kind of fast. Like that read speed is the peak of Gen 3. Gen 3 limits basically the actual bus itself limits at 3,700 megabytes per second. So, and that's plenty fast. You're not going to notice a big difference in gaming versus a Gen 4, honestly. Gen 3s even are really, really fast. Only when you're working with a lot of big files that makes a difference. But how cheap is that with a 5-year warranty at 550 bucks? Then for the power supply, this 850 Bronze is on special. It's super overkill. The graphics card's about 170, 180 watts TDP. That's how much like its max power draw will be in general. And similarly for the CPU, we've got a 65 watt. So it's what, 250 watts, let's say, on the top end. It's not exactly peaking high. This is going to have an 80 plus Bronze is like a 750 watt always kind of thing. That's why you have 80 plus ratings on different levels. So at Bronze level, I think it's 84% of total. So if we take off 16%, it's about 100 watt drop that you're going to experience at worst case scenarios. It's 3 times the amount of power that we actually need, but it's 200 Rand more than the 600 watts. So we're going to throw it in. And then similarly for a case, these Antecs aren't the nicest you're ever going to see, but they are going to be functional. This one actually, I've got to say, it does look kind of nice. Full mesh front, comes with the 4 fans in there, so you don't have to add anything to it. We're not really making a lot of heat, as I've shown you with like how efficient these components are. There's not a lot of heat that it's going to need to dissipate. And that brings us to our final basket. It's 4,100 Rand for the kit with the 16 gig RAM, 6599, 12, 850, 500 bucks. Comes at 13,300 Rand. That's basically the price of a console, like a high-end console, like a PS5 or Xbox One S. And this will thump them because I've shown with the RX 7600, it can even do ray tracing and 1440p and get like 60 FPS in Cyberpunk, which none of the consoles can do right now. So this is actually going to be a better gaming experience, the best gaming experience you can possibly get for the money. And I'm somewhat staggered that I can build an entire esports ready gaming PC for 13,000 Rand now. That's absolutely sick. And as I've shown with the review with the RX 7600 versus the RTX 4060, you can look at 1440p gaming as well. And just setting out to make the cheapest gaming PC that I would possibly suggest, I thought it was going to be closer to 15k, but we saved like 2 grand nearly. over here to get to this kind of price point. Of course, you can add in 1 TB drives, like 2.5 inch drives as well. You're not limited to just that one NVMe slot. If you want to upgrade this, it's a couple $100 more for the 1 TB. I think they're $7.99, and you can get a 1 TB as well. But I just wanted to put like the cheapest that I would put in a slot within reason. And this is basically what I came up with. And honestly, I would do it this way and then get the other one, or maybe do the 1 TB NVMe and then a 1 TB 2.5 for games and media and the other kind of stuff. And maybe add that on. And you're still going to be sub 15K. That's a staggering build that will actually play games for like next to no money. So while the world and life is kind of a depressing place right now, maybe you can distract yourself with a good gaming PC without having to break the bank. I'm kind of stunned that it came through as cheaply as it has. That upgrade kit for 3,700 Rand is staggeringly good from Uncle Evetech. They've actually knocked that out of the park. I almost couldn't believe it when I saw it on the front page. It was like super cheap. Anywho, I'm going to be doing more of these. We'll probably do something a little bit different next week. I'm going to see what's happening in the news. I haven't done a good old news segment in a little while, and maybe a tutorial. We'll spice it up next week. But then the weeks after that, I'm going to do 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K PC builds as we head into the festive season. And I know you guys are going to be looking at spending within those budget brackets. If you could let me know your budgets, you know, what they're going to sit at, round them off. Like if your budget is 18,000, give me a budget of 20,000, then you can step back a little bit here and there depending on what I put in. But if you guys could give me your most popular budget points, the amounts of money that you're going to look to buy it, if you want me to include peripherals like screens and that sort of stuff, I'd be happy to. Keyboard and mouse and headset are very personal. In general, I am going to probably do top 10s again from my experience through this year and the best products that I've had to use. So we will be doing those for the buyer's guide probably into the end of the year. So until next time, hope you guys stay safe, keep well. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.